Her name was Lisa, a woman with a heart too big for the world she lived in. She was the kind of person who believed in love, pure, honest, and unshakable. Tonight, Lisa sat on her worn-out couch, the ticking clock the only sound in the silent apartment. Her hands trembled as she clutched a faded photo of her family, a snapshot from happier times. The pain wasn't just from the torn photo, but from the memories it held. It all started with the late nights. Her husband, Michael, used to be warm and funny, the man who promised forever. But slowly, work dinners turned into flimsy excuses. Silence filled their home, and the warmth vanished like a fading candle. She remembered the night he came home, smelling of a perfume that wasn't hers. When she confronted him, his anger exploded, his words sharp like knives. "Why are you always so suspicious?" he sneered. She wanted to scream, to run, but her kids were asleep upstairs, so she stayed silent. Weeks passed. Michael stopped coming home on time. Her calls went unanswered. The house that once echoed with laughter grew cold and empty. Then one evening, she found it on the kitchen table, divorce papers. In that moment, her world shattered. Lisa tried to hold it together for the kids. She worked double shifts at the diner, barely sleeping, barely eating. Her children grew quiet too, their innocence stolen by whispered fights and her tear-streaked face. One night, exhausted, she collapsed on the kitchen floor. Her youngest, Tommy, crawled into her lap. "Mom, will Daddy come back?" he asked, his eyes wide with hope. Forcing a smile, Lisa's voice broke as she replied, "I don't know, baby, but I promise I will always take care of you." Days turned into months. Her savings ran dry. The landlord knocked one too many times. The diner cut her hours. One cold morning, she packed what little they had and moved into a shelter, sharing a small room with strangers. Loneliness became her only companion. She cried herself to sleep, wondering how a woman with a pure heart could end up here. But in the darkest night, a small light flickered. She found a church that offered more than just prayers. It offered community, people who listened, hands that helped. Slowly, Lisa found strength, a job at a bookstore, a tiny apartment with peeling paint, but filled with warm light. Her children started to smile again, learning to laugh through their scars. Years later, a knock on the door. It was Michael. He stood there looking worn, regret etched deep into his face. "I was wrong," he said softly. "Can we fix this?" Lisa looked at him, the man who broke her, but also the father of her children. Tears welled in her eyes, but her voice was steady. Maybe the real question is, can you fix yourself? Her true blessing wasn't in his apology. It was in the woman she became, fierce, broken, and finally whole. Because sometimes the greatest love story isn't the one you start with, but the one you build from the ashes. Lisa's story reminds us that even in our deepest pain, grace is waiting. If this story touched your heart, please give this video a like and share it with someone who's fighting their own battle. Subscribe to Fasky Tales for more stories that remind us that even in brokenness, there is always hope.